Okay. Let's make sure this is going. All right. Hello, world. Let's see. Hopefully, this is good. All right. Okay. So, this is my first live stream with the ability to have guests on. So, if you're in my chat, just come on in and I'll send you an invite. Okay. So, what's up? I've had a tough few weeks. Let's see. I've hit rhabdomyosis from working out. Just a lot of crazy stuff, man. But while everything's been going on, I've bought some new books. Yeah. So let's get to that. I'll be right back in 1 second. So anyway, here's what's going on. I bought some new books to deal with everything that's going on in my life, to kind of distract myself. And I want to talk about them. So first off, I got a book on free will, a very short introduction. And I partially got this because when I'm debating atheists, there are three topics that they always seem to want to talk about. One is free will. The other one is predestination, and the other one is the problem of evil. These are things that I've never really worried about. I believe in free will. I used to be a free will absolutist. I used to be a universalist, but whatever. We grow. But I do believe in free will. But I'm not up on the topic like I used to be. So this is going to brush me up and get me back on track. Very nice, very short, very good. I highly recommend this book. Okay, next one. This was supposed to be the current one, but this is the one that they sent me. Free will and destination debate. This is current as of 1986. So I'm sure it'll be very relevant. But Norman Geisler is on here. He's a big name. Okay, other one that I'm reading right now is Kierkegaard, From the Sickness Unto Death. This is really good. This is about despair. I really, really love this book. I really do. I'm also reading John Chrysostom and Origin as well. I'll get to a little bit of Chrysostom in a second. Next up, after I read Unto Sickness Unto Death, will be anxiety. I know that most people say you should go from anxiety to sickness unto death, but I'm doing it the other way around. Okay. After that, right now I'm reading John Chrysostom and I'm reading Origin. The reason for that is that I'm doing a Bible study with some friends. I'm trying to make it eclectic and make it ecumenical. So right now we have a charismatic Pentecostal. We have a neophyte lapsed Christian. Catholic, I should say, neophyte lapsed Catholic. We have a grace doctrine, grace, whatever. Supposedly Baptist, but has a lot of prosperity gospel beliefs. and me, a Catholic. So we are doing a Bible study together. It's actually quite interesting. I hope it keeps going. But I'm reading John Chrysostom, and I'm reading Origen, and I'm reading their commentaries on Genesis. Origen is very, very interesting. I read some passages from him on a previous video where we are simply taking the spiritual or allegorical approach to the scriptures. And then there's John Chrysostom, who is taking a much more literal approach. I'm very surprised at how many Protestants don't like John, because I'll be honest with you, Chrysostom sounds very much like a fundamentalist. He sounds like a literalist. I don't know why the Protestant world doesn't embrace him more. I really think they should. You got a few more. Okay. So, one of the topics that gets talked a lot when I debate with Protestants and with my Muslim audience is the Trinity. So, I'm going to learn the Trinity. Okay? I believe in the Trinity. I accept the Trinity. I confess the Trinity. But there's a little bit more to it than just my simple explanation. So I'm going to be looking at St. Hilary, and I'm going to be looking at St. Augustine's interpretation and understanding. Okay. After that, the Summa Theological. And I would like to talk about this with people. So the Summa. Have I read it before? No. Would I recommend this to anybody? No, you'd have to be insane to want to read this. This thing is like a phone book. I'm just going to give you an example. Okay. 3 columns of tiny text. I know you can get this in like 3-book and in 5-book volumes. They all cost anywhere from $120 to $200 and some dollars. I think I saw one for $175. I downloaded the audiobooks. I don't want to read this for 2 years. The shortest reading plan I saw online for reading the Summa was 2 years. So I'm gonna audiobook it and just burn through this guy, because this is tough stuff. It's supposed to be an intro. It's definitely not an intro. So I like it. I've gone about 25 minutes into it. I do have this, the book version, paperback, for a very specific reason. There's a lot of good questions here. And when you're going through the audiobook, you're just kind of getting what it's saying. I also subscribe to the Thomistic Institute, so that way I can get the Alexa stuff. So that way I can get the information. Alexa, stop. Sorry about that. Really? If it does it one more time, I'm just going to unplug it. So the questions are there. And so that way I can actually reference them and see what the answers are instead of just going through the audiobook and burning through it. Let me see. I have a lot of questions about the Summa. It's supposed to be an intro, but it's not an intro. This is high level stuff. I had a friend of mine who's barely getting into Catholicism and Christianity, and he just thought it was over his head, and that was like the intro. Some of the intro questions. I think it was question 1. So I don't know. I don't think this is over my head. I understand what it's talking about. I don't know if this is going to make me sound like the Catholic version of Jay Dyer after I read this, but I read the Bible 7 times all the way through front to back, and then I've read pieces of different translations, and I have my preferred translation and all that kind of stuff. And I've now read the Liturgy of the Hours. I've been doing that for 5 years. So I think I've gone all the way through it at least once, give or take, a special holiday or something. Oh, yeah. I don't mean to be yawning. Sorry about that. Let's see. Thomas Aquinas has never really appealed to me. Him, the City of God is just not something I want to read. The Summa Theologica. There's the Germanica Theologica, which is, I guess, Martin Luther's counter to this. I don't know, man. It's like there's the Catechism of Trent, and it's only $30, and it's from Tan Publishing, which is a publisher I trust. But I don't really want to buy it. I have the current catechism, Yeah, this is great stuff. And as of 1273, this is amazing. But, we do have modern theologians also having these arguments, and they're distilling it down to like the basic conversations. I mean, you look at that, or you look at this, and then you look at a book like this, which is a debate book, which has 4 different perspectives on the same theological topic. Or you look at, the quote-unquote short introductions, and just going to cover all the basics you need to have the argument. So I don't know if the Theologica is really as important a read as it once was. I guess, I know it's an important reference. You want to have it in your library. But I don't see too many Christians or Catholics actually reading through the actual book. I just don't see it. You can get a good distillation through the catechism. You read the catechism and you read the Bible, and you're pretty much going to have a base understanding of Catholicism. I don't know what the theologian is going to do for me. I do know that even though in theory I could probably get through it in a month, it's probably going to take me a year. So I don't know. I don't know what this is going to do to my faith or my practice. But when I read the Church Fathers, when I got into the Liturgy of the Hours, I didn't know what I was getting into. I got bits and pieces at a time, but the more I got into it, I started off with just Christian prayer, and then into the breviary, and then into the volume 1, and then volume 2, and I was just like, oh yeah, I'm doing this. This is amazing. And I don't know what volume was the first one I bought, but yeah, I eventually bought the whole thing, and I even bought the British version, the UK version, international version, just because I wanted to see the differences. And I even have like a Spanish language version because I keep telling myself I'm going to learn Spanish. Still haven't. The Summa is different. So with the Summa Theological, you get a question, and you start off with the objections first, and you take them seriously. You stillman them, and then you break down why you think it's wrong, why you think the objections are wrong. You then answer the questions one by one. Okay, that's cool. But I don't see there being a large audience for this. I'm very surprised I was able to find it on Amazon. I was very, very surprised I could find it in a single volume. I mean, this thing is insane. Even triple column in, micro text. It is what about 9 pages? This guy. 1,113 pages. Sheesh. Okay, I'm yawning. I'm getting sleepy. Anyone else want to jump in? Comment down below. I'm going to try to keep this up. Hope to see you all next time, and hopefully it'll be a more fun topic, and I can do this on different channels, do live streams for different things.